welcome back, you guys. Today we are going to take a look at the Halo Mega Construx Skull Control Helmet. For those of you that don't know, this was one of the original 3 helmet sets that came out back in 2021. However, Mega decided to discontinue the yellow helmet, the Skull Control helmet. I don't know why. They replaced it with the red helmet for later case assortments. But this one did get discontinued, and it was kind of harder to find for the longest time. This is my first time actually getting a hold of one, so we're going to go ahead, get this open, dive right in. For those of you unfamiliar with how this layout works, you kind of got this cardboard that's like slotted in back here. There we go. Kind of pop that all open, then you had it tied up down there. There's probably a better way to open it, but I don't care because I don't say packaging. And just go ahead and get this tie. Maybe I need behind the camera strength. There we go. And then you just kind of pop this plate off. And this is studded, so you can attach figures and other items too. And then this is what they use for the display part of the little helmet diorama. So there is that. Take a quick peek at our instructions here. Looks like it's a big one singular page. Oop, I ripped it. Well, a big layout, and then on the back side here, that is going to be your parts checklist. Interestingly enough, you could technically get a replacement for the helmet, it looks like. However, I don't think you can. And then right here is a picture of the original wave of helmet sets, the green, yellow, and blue helmets. And then, like I said, the yellow helmet then got replaced by the red helmet. And then they also came out with a separate green helmet for the second wave. Or like, second and a half. No, I would call that the second wave, and then the red helmet was like wave 1.5. Anyways, that out of the way. Get this off of here. There we go. There's that. You got like 3 baggies inside. That's about it. And then there's your zip tie. There is the helmet. And go ahead. The figures are not assembled. We got 2 baggies of figures and a baggie of parts. The only extra piece included in the set is going to be this little black clip that is shown as being used with the yellow Spartan to hold his weapon on the back if he is holding the skull. But otherwise, that is the only extra piece included. There's the set all built up. So one thing of note to talk about real quick. This little ring actually snapped on me when I was assembling it. You can tell, but yeah, that little piece snapped when I was trying to assemble it. I don't know if I just used my brute strength and pushed too hard, or if it's just a super fragile piece. But yeah, it did break on me. Moving on to the figures. Our first figure we're going to look at is the Spartan Anubis, who comes in this silver color with dark blue for the arms and legs, and then silver with dark gray on the helmet, and blue for the helmet visor. He does not have any additional printing on the figure. And then the weapon included in the set for him is going to be this chain gun, the same one that George uses. There is no print on this weapon. Second figure of the set is going to be the yellow Mark 7 Spartan. He's got no additional printing on the figure other than on his helmet, which has some gray. And you will notice there's a little bit of gray overspill right there on the left side of his helmet. That shouldn't be there. And then he also has a blue visor as well. As for a weapon, he comes with a printed needler done in this dark red banished color, and it's got pink on the spikes for the needles. The set also includes a skull with a printed circle on top of it. So get the camera to focus on there. There is your skull. There's that, and the skull does have a peg on the top of it, so you could peg a marine helmet into it. And then as a comparison, here is the Floodgate Firefight skull, which is the fog skull from Halo 3, compared to the Skull Control skull, which as far as I'm aware is just like a generic multiplayer print on it versus the actual fog skull that we see in-game. And then just for the fun of it, there is what the skull would look like if you put it onto a marine. Looking at the build on its own, you get the yellow helmet with the black visor, which is a very odd color combo that we don't see often. It gives off it reminds me a lot of Bumblebee from Transformers. And then take the skull, or the helmet out of the way, which that just pops off, and then you get this 2x6 plate that you can remove if you wanted to. There you go. But as for the actual build itself, very small, very self-contained on this little platform. You get the place for the skull to go with that ring, and as I pointed out earlier, this ring did pop and break on me when I was trying to assemble it. But you get a little clear stand, and then you get this round brick with a hole in it that pegs into. And then you also get this, like, what I call like a catwalk almost, so like kind of simulate, you know, this is like a catwalk, so he's standing back here, something like that. So, not a terrible build. It gets the point across of what it is supposed to be without being a huge set. This ring, that's the same ring that was used with the Fireteam Stingray turret mount, just in case you had any questions on that. I believe I mentioned that in my review of the Fireteam Stingray, but just so we're on the same page, that is the same piece. Final thoughts. I do like this set. It is something worth getting. However, it's not worth getting at 30, 40, 50 bucks. It's, you know, I think this was $10 at retail. That's about what it feels like it's worth. People are wanting 3-4 times that much. So just be aware of that. It is pretty spendy just because it was discontinued. So there is a significantly less amount of these on the market than any of the other helmet sets. Would you guys go out and buy more of these if Mega were to continue releasing helmets with new colors, with other multiplayer themes? What would you think? And of these two Spartans, which one do you prefer? Let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, make sure you like the video and you hit subscribe. Thank you. You guys have a good one.